Welcome back to some next level Starcraft 2. Oh god. It is another Florencio Cheese Hour, the sewer mermaid who reaches so deep into the sewers to find his strategies and finds the diamond-encrusted filth that only he can slide into the ladder and use in order to make everyone else feel so gross they leave the game. I had no idea where that was going. I had no idea how I was going to navigate it. I should have brought Florencio along to tell me, to lead me, to guide me, to slime me. But some finely curated replays from the man, the myth, I was going to say legend, but I don't know if that fit, that whole metaphor, analogy, whatever, simile. Don't be pedantic. Florencio won't. Anyways, in the top right, Dankcraft, a.k.a. Florencio, a.k.a. Nexus Man, a.k.a. Oh, Nexus Man! Works! It works! Okay. So he killed the SCV. He stole the gas, and then tactically loses the probe. Was it intentional? Wait, is this a shield? Are we starting it out with an overcharge rush? There's a better than even chance that losing that probe was intentional. Because you'll never, like, oh, I lost the probe. There can't be anything back here. There's no Nexus in your base. Now, what everybody... Oh, well, there you go. Let's go to the terror... He's like, oh my god, excuse me, sir. And then he realizes it's mostly done, and I think he might be making the mistake of not respecting this Nexus. So, shield battery overcharge has been added to the game. A Nexus... Any shield battery within 8 range, as we see here, of a Nexus can be overcharged, significantly increasing its power for at least a few seconds. But that can be the difference between breaking through a bunker or just being broken yourself. Oh, did he see the pylon? What is he looking for? He's like, okay, what are you doing, sir? 2 shield batteries with 1 at home. Oh, but he catches the Reaper! How many kills did it get? Only 2? Wait, no, the first probe died. Just 1.
We got him.
Oh my god. Well, the shield batteries are being targeted. Wait, is this... No, he's building 2 adepts back at home. This is an actual build. It's happening. Now, there was no way the Nexus was going to die anyways, but do these shield batteries even reach to the high ground? He's built a probe up here. Recall is off cooldown. The adepts are finishing. In the... I think the shield batteries reach just barely? Are we going to see a recall? He cancels at the last second. The adepts recalled into the main. This is the moment. We're waiting for the overcharge. No, he goes for the SCV building the bunker. The bunker kind of important here. If he could get the battery overcharge on the high ground, that'd be a huge part of this. Pull back! He loses an adept. He's not at shield battery range. A little bit of miss micro. Vision holding on pretty well. Okay, well, that answers that question. So there's no other way to get units in, because Florencio, as we all know, understands that Warp Gate is a useless upgrade and has no practical value and is a waste of 50 minerals and 50 gas. Though, sometimes you gotta bite the bullet and plug your nose and jump or climb out of the sewers into daylight and use repugnant things like that. But oh, the battery overcharge! He's gonna fight the Marines, heads up! The adepts are barely taking damage! Oh my god! The supercharged battery! Oh, it's not even close! They're not even remotely close to killing those adepts. And while it is a minute cooldown, it doesn't last that long. It lasts long enough. Jeez. And I'm sure... Now leave a comment. Based on this one game, a sample size of 1, I think we can all agree that battery overcharge is completely broken. Like, last I checked in GSL, Protoss players almost won, which has been the case for a long... Like, they keep getting kind of close to winning. They don't win, thankfully, but They keep getting close, so I feel like we definitely overdid it with overcharge, if you would. What I really think is Warp Gate should be removed, Overcharge should be removed, and Protoss should be removed. So that way, we only play TVZ for the rest of time. I mean, Terran players, are you with me? Down goes the probe. Battery overcharge again. The tank is a little bit more stopping power here, but he's still holding. The overcharge is so strong. If you don't target down the battery itself, well, now that he's killed the vast majority of the Marines here. He's all up in his business. There is a Void Ray. Well, I'm sorry. I apologize. There will be a Void Ray momentarily. The Adept is in the middle and it just kind of dies, though. Vision, while he's lost a whole lot, has more workers. He has plenty of production. He's clearing out the Nexus, of which, Florencio, you can never be too careful. There's a scan. He looks for an expansion. And Vision has plenty of vision of himself being in a pretty good spot this game. "17 Marines. 20 Marines to 1 Stalker. Florencio's gonna back his batteries up with another Nexus. Not the cheapest investment. 1 Void Ray is about to finish. He doesn't see anything down here. The shield batteries are getting slammed. They're at full energy. That Void Ray needs to be inspired here. He needs to reshield the other battery. He does it! Oh no! He takes down the tank. At least that's something. Target the battery! He's not targeting the batteries! Which is making things very difficult for him here. The Nexus isn't done. So, Florencio using the high ground against Vision in one of the most awkward exchanges. The Nexus is about to complete, but the Void Ray is targeted down. Vision doing a great job. The shield battery overcharge is back online. The Stalker will hold its ground. He finally learned to back off. And also, by the way, like, if we just pull back for 2 seconds, we can think about this and realize, what is this even accomplishing? What is this base doing? It's not gonna mine anything. There's a Stargate, but if we really just zoom out for a second, we realize, okay, wait a second. All that's going on is a random ass base at what could be considered my third. Vision, I gotta say, more than most players when confronted with such sharp cheddar, has had the presence of mind and the foresight, I think appropriately, to realize, you know what? I don't actually need to lose all my Marines trying to kill a Nexus in the middle of the map. But of course, Florencio would not be Florencio if he didn't build a Nexus somewhere else. Now, it is nearby his forward operating base. But I feel like that's the genius. Okay. It's so close. The shield battery overcharge against the Marines. A little bit of an awkward fight, but he charges up the Void Ray. The shield battery not depowered. Another tank goes down. That Void Ray, as soon as the shield battery overcharge wears off, becomes a lot more vulnerable. Hold position in a pretty nasty location. 32 workers, though, for Vision. He's applied himself. He's ground out a decent position, and yes, he's been getting a little supply blocked and all that, but this has been under a slight bit of duress, to say the very least. There's been a progressively larger number of Nexi not at Florencio's natural, which would stress many people out. Oh no, the Marines are trying to escape, but instead, the Stalkers catch them. There's just the 2 shield batteries over here. Is overcharge back up? 10 more seconds or so. Oh no, the Stalker's microing back. He's getting baited into the cannons. It's going to be a struggle to make it across the map. More like a trail of tears here. Getting to the other side. The battery overcharge again! The Marines, they can't escape this hell! That getting overcharged more than a rich kid's Game Boy right now. The batteries just keep coming. The energy always seems to be just barely enough. But a Cyclone online. One barracks just kind of dies here. There's a fusion core and a Tempest on the way. So, Florencio, whether by design or by I guess instinct, is preemptively countering potentially battle cruisers. Now we're just gonna put the rest of the tech tree. Just put it over. Just put it over there for now. We'll figure out what to do with it later. Vision is like, it looked like he had a plan. It looked like he had a direction. He had, if you would, a vision. I'm gonna hold this down, and then I'm just gonna build Marines, maybe some medevacs, and now he's veered off course. He was barely holding on to sanity before, and now with this many Marines lost, he's decided battle cruisers are the choice. And I mean, I guess we're just scaling up to the capital ships like this is a Star Wars movie that needs a little bit of eye candy. Because Tempests are designed to kill massive units. They do extra damage against massive. We're talking battle cruisers. We're talking broodlords. We're talking your mother. We're talking carriers. So battle cruisers without Yamato. He's getting Yamato now. Battery overcharge, but he's not in range. But the holy shit, just fills him right back up. And suddenly, in these two stalkers, 3 kills, 14 kills. This Void Ray has 7 kills. The Tempest chipping, chomping. No, not chomping. They're not chomping even a little bit, but they might be chomping at the bit to take some more pot shots at those Marines. Oh my god. The stalker, don't go in front. What are you doing, you fool? Oh my god. Like the macro is overrated. Now, obviously, Florencio, thankfully, has not watched my guides, because then he would have been corrupted. He's like a beautiful, beautiful flower. Or, well, really more like a mushroom. Mushrooms, or a fungi even. He can survive with very little resources. But when given even any to work with, he thrives. And also little sunlight. And also eating and doing things that most plants would not. So yeah, mushroom works for me. And there's a small chance that he'll kill you. Like, it depends. It depends on the mushroom's build order, to be honest. Oh my god. It's coming back to get this. It's been 13 minutes and we're still going. Alright. Well, they say by the light of ire, but Florencio says, how about the darkness? Yamato from downtown blasts away one Tempest. That's the only way to deal with shield batteries right now. But, battle cruisers are countered by Tempest. The shield battery overcharge, another Yamato. It's not enough! It's not enough! Vision, the supplies are drawing way too close to even. The stalkers give vision. Against vision. These stalkers have survived so long. At this point, just retire and enter the Protoss sewer of fame or something. I don't know. The Marines are finally being chopped down. Like, Vision's like, we're gonna have fun with this. We're gonna go battle cruisers. Then Florencio shows up. A tempestuous counter. Blasts away one Tempest, but the stalker count continues to rise. The battle cruiser count is falling. Vision only has the boys. He has one battle cruiser, one Marine, and one last chance. He jumps into Florencio's main, but Florencio chases him to the ends of the earth. There is no escape. The fungi is everywhere. He scans. He scans this. He hasn't scanned the expansion. Well, the expansion, air quotes, very important here. Vision has taken the narrow path to units that are already preemptively countered, and you can't blame him. He's like, he's on one base. Let's get my battle cruisers out. All roads lead to battle cruisers. If he's gonna play like a silver player, so am I. Knocks out another Tempest, but Stalkers are pretty well, do pretty well against the battlecruisers on their own. He jumps. My good man. This is not where you want to be. GG. WP. Uncomfortable smiley face with an equal sign. And Florencio. We opened up the sewer grate. We dipped our toes in. Something caressed our feet from underneath the dank water. And while uncomfortable, we felt compelled to go further. So, let us continue. Something surprisingly dry and scaly for something in that water as well. Speaking of dry and scaly, Zerg versus Zerg. Is when we're headed next. Florencio has expanded his metaphorical horizons to include all races, equal opportunity to bask in the filth. Florencio doesn't believe in moving his overlord. Well, he only moves his overlord in between 5 and 8 seconds because that is when Jupiter's in retrograde. Oftentimes, you just gotta hedge your bets. Are we doing the no social distancing saga? Florencio stealing my idea. Well, I'm pretty sure he did this before I did my anti-quarantine cheese hour. Just gonna get up close. Just gonna get a little personal. Get my impaler tentacles. I mean spine crawlers. I mean technically the same thing. Up in your business. Feel around a little bit. And see what happens. Oh, Florencio scouting the edge of his main because he knows the danger of hatcheries in your base. You can never be too careful. So now the question. So the creep will be spread, but will Beverly notice? Because when you're looking at your vision, will Beverly realize that there's a weird amount of creep over to the side here? We'll have to see. That Overlord going in a precarious pathing. Oh. Oh. It's like the start of a C-list sci-fi movie right now. I guess I just have a really powerful hatchery. Oh. I guess so. Oh. Beverly has yet to realize she's had this problem before for other reasons. An uncomfortable creepiness. Oh. This is go to the Beverly action cam here. It's just one of her masteries that she picked loading into the game. Beverly, no concern. Just oh no, maybe just had to go get some hot pockets. Still like, whoa. They're inside the house. They're on the creep. Gonna do a little scouting. And then wait a second! Ah, the tentacles! Not again! I didn't think it was this type of movie! This is daytime TV! Well, unfortunately, the spawning pool is definitely within range. The Zergling's trying to escape in the most awkward spawning pool wall off. Wait, there is a spine crawler. Let the battle begin! Brenda's knitting crew coming together, but Florencio counters with the sewer mermaids, if you would. They came from inside, underneath, above, around. They're always creeping. Unfortunately, the queen's slaughtered on both sides. Spine crawlers building and moving up. The Zerglings, it takes a while to kill them all off. More spine crawlers, it's unclear. Another spine is burrowing. Will be targeted down. There is no spawning pool. Beverly did not replace it in a very timely manner. But it looks like she might be able to just barely hold. More spine crawlers as the madness of Zergling ascends to the heavens. Press F to pay respects. Florencio continues forward. Beverly's still struggling. Now, the creep battle continues. It's close combat. It is a bit of... It's mutually assured creep here. Oh, get out of the... Get out of the... No. No. Okay, so a bit of a domestic dispute here. Oh, but the battle begins! They move forward! Unfortunately, the spines are tripping over each other's legs! It's a little messy out there! They should have practiced this and not in the shower! It's so slippery! Oh, it was an unrealistic interpretation! The tentacles going at one another! There's a lot of spine crawlers! I have no idea what's happening! More Zerglings are coming out! It looks like Beverly's holding, but she's running out of spines! More queens on both sides! Another spine will go down! The combat continues. It looks like Florencio might just barely have enough to break, but more legs show up to the party! And things are getting even more uncomfortable. Nobody's been introduced, but they somehow know one another. They're giving each other the eye and the tentacle, and at the end of the day, Florencio will be the one who impales harder. Well, that was a very awkward exchange, but like an island. I want off this island, says Beverly, the creep. Kill your own creep tumor. Stop the spread! Quarantine! Do not spread the creep! The thing is, Beverly still, with the spawning pool, well, that's a roach one. I'm sure we'll see spawning pool number 3. Beverly still has an economic lead. She's got 23 workers. She's got money in the bank. Florencio building plenty of spawns, but Florencio has yet to realize the sheer tenacity. Oh no, the creep is nearly touching the Great Divide. Oh wait, the base is spotted. The queens, they touch the edge. They say, can we? Should we? Would we? Will it continue? It must continue. And they bridge the gap! The spines must be pulled in support. Spawning pool number 3. The spines over the gap. The lings try to do their best. The spawning pool is down for the count. Ravagers are coming out. I mean, roaches are coming out. Sorry. Ravagers would be very helpful. They're going across the gap. The spines, they get leg cramps off of creep. But they must get there. The queens being hit. One spine on the back line. The creep doesn't discriminate. The spines are getting closer. The tentacles once again continuing. The queens, the roaches aren't nearly enough. The drones are pulled. Why, Beverly? Why is this the last stand? You still have more bases to go to. More hatcheries to mine from. More spawning pools to build. More lives to live. But no, it's over. It's all over. No matter how many spawning pools are built or rebuilt or expanded to, at some point, you gotta draw a line in the creep. Well, the, indoor creeper, if you would. Please upload that one. You must be new here. You gotta know that all of this is gonna be like an hour-and-a-half long video. And at some point, I'm gonna be like and subscribe, because if you fall asleep by the end, one, shame on you. Go back to this point and start again. Thank you again, Florencio. Next, what do we have? What are we cooking up here? Knowledge. In the bottom left. As Protoss. It is Florencio up against Zerg. Florencio 2-0 so far in this best of life, and not that one, but instead the experience we all suffer through. The probe, ring around the hatchery build location. Fun Ray is the challenger. That's a gateway, but the gateway is behind the mineral line for reasons yet unknown. Something has been built. Yes, a forge. Is this just going to be a classical... Let me give you the titles. Florencio always has titles that are somewhat sometimes related to the game. The first match, just ignoring the Nexus, was String Cheese. The ZVZ, Another Day in the Office. Whose office, though? And then, this is just titled Working on Build, which seems, you know, a little lazy. You might be like, well, I see some comments, since we're doing it live. Like and subscribe. Has Florencio ever sent in a loss? For those of you that don't know, for some reason, despite me saying this every time, Florencio streams like every day. And he doesn't win every game. He wins every heart, but not every game. The best of the best. And oftentimes, not necessarily victories, but experiences get sent to myself and other content creators and aggregators. But you could watch and learn, and he would probably respect your stupid comments a lot more than I do, my uneducated friend. Are those probes coming? 2 zealots! So this is happening. I'm sorry, I didn't comment, but like, Florencio expanded like a Gold Leaguer expands to their own natural, but he did it at his opponent's natural. So that's where we are now. And he's just kind of mining from it. The Zerglings are going across, but of course there'll be a cannon in time. And the Zergling's heading in. There's only one cannon. He has focused a lot of energy. The cannon should be enough, especially if the probes need to be pulled, but like, one cannon can take these lings easily. Just kind of handles them. The Zerg player, he was going for Burrow for a sec, but that oftentimes is a misclick. So now, Florencio just kind of has a Nexus at the bottom of Funray's ramp here. I don't really have a further comment because it's like a slow motion train wreck. If the train was like shaped like a platypus. Because it's a real weird train. And then it ran into a NEXUS. That's where we are. Stalker on the way. Spine crawlers on the high ground. One badly bruised. 7 kill zealot. So the spines actually would have to go to the low. You can't quite reach the can. Is that calculated or is it just a happy coincidence? Both are always true. Florencio's doing the proxy robo build but with significantly more Nexi than you usually see. Funray seems to be kind of considering his options. Yeah, I hate it when my assimilator gets denied by a spine crawler from the high ground. One heroic zealot. Bob is back. He's starting to chop through that hatchery. He's got a lot of work to do. Meanwhile, one stalker. Pony trots out. Florencio now has plenty of guests. Oh no, Bob! Blades of Justice. Yes, that is the name of this track, by the way, as we learned today. After 5 years. It's literally called Blades of Justice. Which is a little on the nose, but... and kind of pretentious. But then again, everyone on Ire, let's be honest here. The Templar, the High Templar especially, and their zealots. A little, like, they're kind of psionic douchebags. As we know. That's a robotics bag. Or as Artosis would say, 10 years into StarCraft 2. As Artosis would say, a robotics support bay. 10 years! I know that's only like 1/8 of his life, but... oh, an observer, high ground vision blasting through the spine crawler. Meanwhile, the stalker's going to work as well. Florencio on both fronts. The game has... now, I don't know if that's an intentional or unintentional burrow, but he's getting burrow. Who knows what those hotkeys are. The stalker, the more... now tentacles turned against... oh no! Slammed! As Florencio is microing the immortal. Come on, stalker. By that much. The shield battery gained just enough energy. Oh, he's trying to break through, but shield battery overcharged! He targeted the battery, but... oh no, Brenda! Run! Oh, she had full energy. But she has no life. There's a robotics bay. The robo bay. This is right. He's building a disruptor. Okay, wasn't that hard. Meanwhile, blasting apart the hatchery. Oh, the nibbly boys come out, but barely make a dent. The drones inspired to transfer back to the main. Funray, honestly, it feels like he's down and he's out. Get close to me and I'll blast you apart, my friend. Florencio expected maybe something to happen there. Unfortunately, though, looks like these units are on hold position. He's oh no. He tried to target a pylon down. No, Queen, don't just sit there and take it. No, Brad. Well, this was... instead of a gentle caress of the foot, Florencio just took a bite out of his leg and definitely hit an artery. And then drank the blood out of the leg and like from a goblet. But he can still talk. And he's incapable of leading. He can't leave the game because he's passed out from blood loss. Florencio really struggling not to shoot his own immortal in the face. He's gonna, does he just make him kill all the buildings? I mean, I guess that's fair. The Nibbly Boy is a real threat. Well, Florencio had to spend another minute microing against Broodlings, but a pretty concise victory there. Honestly, he's working on the build. It worked out well. Good proof of concept. I gotta say though, by comparison, pretty boring. Some people just can't handle a cannon rush. They just can't. Now give me names, Twitch chat. I need names. For what? Who knows? Billy, boring. Barbara, Terry, Bill, James, Erickson, Wedge. Oh, I like Wedge. You're not sure if it's like a shape. You're not sure if it's like a call sign or if it's a person. All right, in the top right. Once again with the Protoss Probles, we have the Sewer Mermaid. It's Florencio. Facing off against a Zerg, hopefully a little more experienced against cannon rushes, but who knows? His parents know him as Wedge. And he has no last name, by the way. Just Wedge. They stopped doing last names in his family after the accident. Oh. Wedge going for the other third base, the one we rarely see early on. Just a classical, so far, just your normal annoying probe. As I'll say it before and I'll say it again, I am on a little bit of a crusade against probes. And who hasn't been? But let's think. We're playing gun game here in Counter-Strike. It's like, well, now that the pylon was effective, you can now build a Nexus. Like, that's not how Starcraft works. Well, it does now. Probes, the most annoying unit in all of Star. Think about it. Think about it. Think about, like, Reapers are annoying, Mutas are annoying, but think about the source of the most frustration, the most blood pressure raises? The net total blood pressure raise. The amount of, fuck this, I'm not playing ladder anymore. How many, just by sheer volume, oh, honestly, by an order of magnitude, I think you gotta blame probes. It looks like this is a refined version of the Occupy Natural build. We'll have to see if Wedge handles it better. A spine crawler as well. Wedge not showing much of it. Of course, he doesn't know a funner. Oh no, the probe! He could build another one. The Forge seems a little on the late side here. But some Zealots, I assume, are being recalled. Yo, what's... Oh my god! I thought those were all Zealots for a second. Florencio has mineral hacks. Oh, he's just gonna fight with the probes. We're here now. We're doing this. It's happening. But the spine crawler did finish. A lot of probes died. The Zerglings rallied back from the forward base. Once the Zealots are able to hold the line, it gets a little dicier. And be careful. The spine getting a lot of damage in. Florencio's at 13 probes right now, which is not really a healthy number. Wedge is sitting at 19 drones, which isn't incredible, but it's more. couple shield batteries, a couple cannons. The Lynx. Make a decision. Make a decision! Oh, Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, there were so many options that he struggled to choose any of them. Florencio just... It's like when you, Is it it's not dogs that get distracted when there are like 15 people. I guess Zerglings are like very small, no, not small, very large, angry dogs. Look up The Rush by, what was it, Rocket Jump? For some examples. One of my favorite. Did those rocks just perk up a bit? Am I a crazy person? Don't answer that. Because that's been a graphical issue on this map since it came out. But like, I feel like the rocks moved. But at this point, I might be losing it. Oh, the roaches taking the scenic route. And by that I mean, if you look to your left, you'll be able to see cannons shooting you in the face. Well, not in the face, because you're just kind of rallied by, not even on an attack move. But if you look to your left and you manage to pull that one off, you would see cannons shooting you in the goddamn face. But Florencio, he has a cyber cordon. He has nothing but probes. Like, I gotta... We're just so used... We've reached a baseline level of Florencio that we see a Nexus at his natural with a half a dozen shield batteries and cannons. We're like, well, what's so exciting about this game? If this was in GSL, Tastosis would be possibly unable to speak, and not just because they're Tastosis, talking about some form of something completely unrelated to StarCraft, but instead because like SOS is playing. But no, it's just another day at the office, to quote Florencio. More roaches on the way. It looks like he's managed those rally points pretty well. Like, really? One stalker. The magic he can work with one stalker. Oh. Technically faster than both the Zerglings without speed and the roaches also without speed. Oh, the stalker. Oh my god. Jimmy, give me the copyright-free version of Yakety Sax, please. Thank you. Had to make sure it was not recognizable. That was a good faith cover. Oh no, the roaches are trying to come down the ramp. Oh, shield battery overcharge is quite a thing. He's targeting the battery. Where are the shields going? What's wrong with the battery? I think the other battery was overwriting the overcharged battery. Oh, so that's an interesting scenario. Two batteries don't cross the battery streams. So because the first unovercharged battery was reshielding the first cannon, the overcharged battery couldn't get in on the action. Because you can only have one battery charge, like, affecting a unit or a building at a time. So that... Well, the roaches didn't really do much because the immortal popped out at the perfect time, but interesting. You have the voice of an angle? That's what Wedge said. And I'm like, Wedge, you're kind of obtuse. And he's like, well, I know. But at night, I'm acute. It's like, ugh. Wedge, please, we talked about this. Two immortals coming out. Shield battery overcharge. What is the cooldown on that thing? Oh my god. Well, so Immortals living up to their name. So far, Florencio has lost 5 probes, 4 zealots, 3 cannons to 58 Zerglings and 16 roaches. Which, oh well. Who invited Captain Protoss? Though, the most imbalanced Marvel movie. Oh no, roaches. Dun da 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 dun da da. Winter, that's not Marvel music. That's Indiana Jones. Well, I don't even know what the Marvel. Dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da da dun da da. Watch out for those rocks. They move. Stop being crazy. Okay. Immortal Jones. Okay, Florencio doing a little bit of juggling. He's got his ghetto blink here. Meanwhile, the roach is trying to come in. Drones transferring under fire. That disruptor fires a shot, curves around, clips one. Oh god, the shield battery overcharged. Does he shield his pylon? He does. But not with the overcharged battery! The same mistake! Oh, now he does. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. He finally gets it. Another Ruptor pops out. Wait, don't hit! Okay, okay. The only thing disruptors can't hit are friendly disruptors. They have diplomatic immunity. And also regular immunity. The creep is spreading, but Wedge is really struggling to put together any sort of coherent response. He definitely had a more comprehensive airball. He had more. I mean, he managed to lose a lot more than the 38 roaches, 67 zerglings. Did somebody call for an exterminator? What is the cooldown on overcharge? Ah! No, it was a rhetorical. I know the cooldown is 1 minute, which is 1 minute too long. It was a rhetorical question. Florencio tilting Wedge all the way around, which is a difficult feat. But he's able to pull it off. But now we bring the strongest race, well known for being the weakest race, into the mix. We've seen Zerg, we've seen a whole lot of Protoss. But it's time for TVT. Mano a mano. Chess boxing. We will see Florencio not using any skins. Very subtle. Because he uses scales. SCV on SCV combat. SCV calls his friend over. First SCV, Nick U, by the way, from Wolves. The challenger. Florencio now at 4 games. What's it gonna be? There's a suspiciously placed SCV out here. And there's a suspicious amount of scouting going on from Nick U. He was so close to actually scouting this. Which is just... What? He's been hurt before. But he's doing the broad... You don't really want to just half scout things. He's not scouting behind them. You gotta scrub behind your ears. Doors and corners, my friend. I think he... Wait. No. He literally could not have been closer. On like, not just like a little bit. That... Florencio squeezes into the grate in between his vision. Like, I have no idea why he's so convinced. Maybe he's played him before, but like he's looking, he knows, but he's just not crossing his T's and dotting. He's not. You gotta check your corners. And also, maybe have you looked inside of your main? Ah, disgusting. He wouldn't be inside of my main. That's inappropriate. Well, he never learned what appropriate meant. It's made for some uncomfortable conversations. Wait, what are we building? He's not even building out of the factory! He's building an armory. There's also a bunker on the low ground, just throwing that in there. There's an armory back at home, which is, you know, a little... You ever had a Thor just show up in your base? Was it there the whole time? Was it slumbering, waiting for its moment? Alright, the Reaper Micro has been less than impeccable, but Florencio not giving away the factory. I think the Little Mine would definitely give away some information. He's going for the grenade, more for show than anything. Doesn't want to lead him into the factory. Almost does. It's Florencio manipulate. Florencio may... Oh, wait. Oh, no. This is the post-patch. Widow Mines... Oh, Oh, it's worse. It's dirtier. I thought it would be at least a nice Thor comes pounding in there. Like, Thor is here. Like, okay, let's use the rest of your vocabulary. But no. Widow Mines remain cloaked. He just scanned and then he moves in the mines! Widow Mines remain cloaked after firing. They require detection once you have an armory. Oh no. Like, even for me. He just can't mine. And if he lifts his orbital, then there's no detection at all. And like, what is he gonna do when he has detection? Oh no. He's got a tank. And we're just gonna wait. Well, I guess there's a planetary finishing. There's still a Widow Mine. It's not getting better. He's walled off Reapers in multiple locations here as well. Oh no. I would just want to go back to work. Do you mind? And the Florencio's like, actually, I do mind. Just because you put the refinery in front doesn't mean he can't shoot it, by the way. Florencio using some professional Counter-Strike tactics, but... Oh my god, and he tried to reach man! Oh no! It's a disaster! Oh god! Oh... This has to be some form of war crime. What do you even do? Like... He's like, this is chess boxing. They were supposed to be boxing. Florencio. Checkmate. It's like, Widow Mines are not a chess piece! But you are my pawn. He just now got enough gas for a Raven. as NICU continues the tedious task of clearing these mines. The only upside here for Nick is that... Okay, why did you think the bunker allowed... He built another command center, like, maybe that bunker was a figment of my imagination. No, nightmares are real. And so is that bunker. He scans a split second before... Oh my god, the Raven comes out. Oh, don't lose the Raven. Don't... Oh no, the mines just come up on the siege tank. Oh, come on. Wait, this is awkward. Oh wait, there's another mine. Oh, no, come on, kill the mine! He target fired the wrong mine! Oh no! Oh! The only counter to a bad guy with little mines is a good guy with little mines. No, Mr. Tank. Florencio with some slick micro. Alright, the little mines are closing in. Oh my god, Florencio, the Micromancer. There's enough energy for a turret. He's trying to get out. The tank does die this time. I saw the anima! Oh my, he says, let me take that concern. Oh, the other barracks is sitting there like, did you just fuck my wife? He's like, no, she's disgusting. Your daughter, on the other hand, oh my god. Meanwhile, there's a tank. Finally, the reactor. Oh, this is so... Oh. With no survivors! I couldn't have said it better myself. Well, that concludes another Florencio cheese hour. I don't even know if it was a full hour. Some of those were quite concise. The sharpest of cheddars. Sometimes, some things were not meant for our eyes. Only a true genius from the under or overworld could understand and bring them to our attention. Make sure to check out Florencio every single day. And by every single day, I mean most days. I don't actually know. He doesn't really work on the same time scale as most of us. Different set of scales. Twitch.tv/FlorencioSC. Hopefully you enjoyed my experiencing that alongside yourselves. Like and subscribe and ring all of the bells. And how does it make you feel? Should he be arrested for war crimes, or should he be put in charge of everything? I feel like there's no middle ground here, except between that slight bit of creep. Thank you for watching the Starcraft Cheese Hour. Thank you, Florencio, for whatever happened in your childhood that brought you to us today. And thank you for being a part of us. Good luck, and have fun.
Hell, it's about time.